we're starting the stream live. Bear with me any moment. We will have all the things sorted. Do you like my hair today? 'Cause I was thinking about doing my hair for you. Make up your own songs. You flippin' lazy people. Okay, we're in. Boom! VeganSteven podcast. Legal. Oh, jeez. VeganSteven podcast is a parody of a podcast. VeganSteven is a fictional character. All guests are allegedly fictional, even those based on real people. Man, what's going on with this bad boy right here? Oh my word. I had a musical sneeze there. All guests are allegedly fictional characters. All characters and events in the show, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. Celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. The following program contains coarse language. Coarse language will be haunting you this side of Halloween. Now, is now a good time to buy Halloween decorations? That's what the VeganSteven listeners want to know. Because they are cheap. They are cheap right now. This is the VeganSteven podcast #1. Vegan podcast promoting positive mental health. It's not just for vegans. It's not just for vegans. And we're going to complete our full sound check any moment, and we will be shit hot all over the shit. Okay, you want to know what's going on behind the scenes in the VeganSteven camp, and I'm not going to tell you, but I'll give you a hint. Okay. We might have one or two technical issues, but sure, we'll keep going. Right. I dropped these glasses in the toilet just now. So they are shit hot. Yeah, they're right in here, and then you lean over to flush the toilet, and boom, in they went. And I was nearly down with a pair of glasses. So there you are. Listen, we got a lot to get through today. Oh fuck! I forgot to put the chocolate milk in there. Right, here we go. Here we go now. I'm gonna try to stop recording and see if it works any better. The CPU is dropping. It is dropping. Okay. We're still streaming. We stopped recording. Okay, we're good. I think the CPU is dropping. I think everything's gonna be okay. Okay, here we go. All of the days and all of the ways and all of the spaces and all of the places, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Had a mental breakdown and couldn't be sedated. Hospital morphine couldn't stop my body shaking. Now I'm the fucking junkie. And in pain, nothing will shut up. Every breath is a strain. I was only trying to escape my own head. Had a mental breakdown and couldn't be sedated. Hospital morphine couldn't stop my body shaking. Now I'm a fucking junkie. Teaser there from a song. about what's that thing called? Staying in your comfort zone. Where you're doing whatever you can to stay in your comfort zone. My CPU is at 40%, so everything's looking okay. I think we're gonna get through this. I think the podcast is gonna be okay, people. I think everything's gonna be okay in the world. So what are we talking about here today? We're gonna go through fucking everything. We're going through what's it called? Quentin Tarantino. We're having a look at Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Allegedly, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood became available on the internet last night, allegedly. So it can be watched DVD quality online, which is pretty class. So allegedly, VeganSteven watched it for the first time last night, and allegedly he has a movie review for you. Fuck me, it was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And I gotta look up if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is, true or false, because I think they obviously based it on some kind of reality and then twisted stuff around. But sure, the film is kind of irrelevant in a way. Oh, well, I'll get to that in a minute. I feel like I gotta be right against the back wall to get my everything in. Just having a look here. How's all my camera angles looking? They're looking okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Listen, this is the VeganSteven podcast, the #1 vegan podcast. It is every single day. It is live on YouTube. It's fucking on Instagram live every single day. It's on iTunes. It's on anywhere. It's on your grandmother's fridge. It's attached to your dog's bone. It's in your ex-girlfriend's purse. It's in Osama bin Laden's hanky. All right, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's like a dirty fucking rash of crabs. And hey, okay, the sound is still working. I can confirm the sound is still working. Some people who may or not be called VeganSteven are very worried. Okay, listen, I have a lot of technical issues here, and sometimes the VeganSteven listeners do not have my full attention because I'm trying to keep the cameras running and so on. So listen, Quentin Tarantino. What do I have to say about Quentin Tarantino? He had a meeting with Danny DeVito, and as you know, today is Thursday, and it's one of my favourite days because Always in Sunny in Philadelphia is going to be out today, and Danny DeVito is going to be in it. So yeah, it's fucking gorgeous. It's a great day to be alive. Today is the 21st of the 11th, 2019. That means tomorrow the new Star Wars Mandalorian's coming out, but we won't get into that. Oh fuck, does that mean at midnight tonight? But that's American time, so oh Jesus. Sure, listen, we're gonna stay on point. Danny DeVito had a meeting with Quentin Tarantino. They had never met each other before, and Quentin Tarantino was like an up and coming film director or whatever, and there's a lot of buzz about him. And Danny DeVito had a meeting with him, and without even seeing the script or anything, Danny DeVito said, "Listen, I want to invest," and invested a shitload of money into him because he could tell the passion and the angle that he was going for. And people were asking, like, Danny DeVito, like, how does he get so many like excellent roles and stuff, or pick them? And he was just saying, like, emotional content and how inspired with life the director is. Because if you have someone showing up to the movie set who fucking hates their life and they're directing a film, it's very hard to keep things moving when you're in such a negative mindset. So you kind of need a killer. You need an Arnold Schwarzenegger in there to fucking keep the vibes up. A lot of what these big heavyweights do is they don't even do that much. They just keep everyone motivated. They're like, oh, he's sunny in Philadelphia today. It's gonna be a fucking good day. And yeah, I don't know, man. Being it's good. Life's actually alright. Like, first thing in the morning when you're doing a podcast, everything's gonna be alright. Man, I was I was falling asleep last night and I was like, oh, I can't wait to get up and do the podcast. It's gonna be fucking gas. Because a lot of the times I fall asleep and I'm fucking stressing, like, oh no, what am I gonna do on the podcast? Oh no. But that's just fucking everyone, you know, bit of doubting. And I'm loving this camera. It looks like it's able to keep up with me. I think everything's gonna be good. My CPU is low, it's only on 40%. Okay, CPU is Central Processing Unit. So listen, so what I'm saying is, Danny DeVito, heavyweight actor, was just out of Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger or so. Had a meeting with this up-and-coming director, and they had a meeting, and without even talking about the details of the film or budget, whatever, Danny DeVito recognised greatness that he has in himself, and he recognised the same greatness in this person, this enthusiasm, passion for the art form and so on, and that he actually knew what he was talking about. It wasn't just like, I really love cinema, but I've only watched one film before. Okay, you get the idea. But how inspirational is that? Like, one meeting and all the things. I'm getting self-conscious about my wrinkles here. There's a few wrinkles here. Yeah. So there's some other lads in it. Some of my absolute favourite people were in the film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. For some reason I thought it was a Martin Scorsese film, but it was actually a Quentin Tarantino film. And what does that mean? A Quentin Tarantino film. In case anyone doesn't know, Quentin Tarantino may or may not have a foot fetish. So there's feet all over the film. Everyone just has their feet out all the time. Which is fine. I approve. But it's a lot of feet. It's a lot of feet. There here. So, sure, we'll have a little look and see if the film's real or not. Because, you know, these things matter. Oh, it's your boy B Slats and RC are on the chat live. All right, so let's have a little look. You see what's going on here. Yeah, it has little Marilyn Manson's in it for like a second. It's not really a big thing or whatever. I don't really want to get caught up in reading because it kind of ruins the vibe, doesn't it? It fucks with the vibe. Alright, so fuck that. There's loads of people in it. They're all in it. They're all having the crack. It's all good fun. You got four heavyweights there. You got Margot Robbie. You got Brad Pitt. You got Leonardo DiCaprio. Quentin Tarantino. Like, what more do you want in a film? I don't know who was the director of photography. Fucking Al Pacino. Al Pacino's in it. Like, what? He did fuck all, but he was still in it. Yeah, I don't know. The film was just brilliant. It was so good. Like, there's something in it for everyone. Like, if you don't like, oh god, it was visually pleasing the whole way through. It had like small little rooms and big rooms, and fucking there was people having all sorts of. Bruce Lee was fucking in it. My god, it was so fucking good. It was so good. And do you know what? I actually don't even care so much if it was real or not, because I just enjoyed it so much. Apparently it's based on the life of these two actors, like an actor and a stuntman. And then I'm not sure by the end of it if it dips into fantasy or not, but as far as I know, it's loosely based on like a real actor and a real bodyguard or whatever. And oh my god, having two of my favourite actors in the one film, Brad Pitt and fucking Leonardo job, and Quentin Tarantino was directing it. Fuck. To be honest, I don't know what the fuck Margot Robbie does. She was in that film, Wolf of Wall Street. Fucking epic in that. I don't know any of her work, but Quentin kind of has a very good back catalogue. And so has Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not so well up on Brad Pitt's stuff. I've loved pretty much everything Leonardo's ever been in. Like, oh my god, Aviator. But the film based on the I might be thinking the wrong film. The Howard Hughes film. Howard Hughes was one of the richest people in the world, by the way. I'll probably be doing a podcast on him as well. He's a perfectionist. He had really bad like OCD, and Leonardo DiCaprio, being the absolute legend he is, let his own personal OCD go out of whack for the film role. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, it's mad because I didn't think the film would be that good. I was waiting for it to come out, and whatever happened, I didn't end up seeing it in the cinema. Fuck knows what happened. And like I said, I only saw it last night, so I'm about 9 months behind the rest of the world here. But it's very enjoyable, I must say. When I first started it last night, I was in such a bad mood because, as I explained before, my best energy is in the morning. By the end of the night, I just don't want to do anything. So it was getting around 11, and I was like, "Fuck, gotta go to bed, man. Gotta go to bed." End up only going to bed at 1, staying up having the absolute lulls watching this film. And what I love as well, everyone smokes weed in it. Everyone smokes weed in the film. It's absolutely gas. Because I know they smoke weed in real life, so it's just kind of nice that it's not such a taboo, and because it's such like a dark secret that like all these massive stars like Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt smoke weed pretty much every day and stuff. It's like a big secret, and you can't be successful if you do this or that. VeganSteven does not approve drugs of any kind, and this show is strictly for over 50-year-olds. But yeah, it's just mad, you know. Bruce, I don't know, man. I could just spend the whole day just going, that was such a good film. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, they're all fucking serious heavyweights, and that's what I've talked about so much, you know, collaborating with the greats. Because all those people could have had okay films by themselves, like, that's a good film. But when you get all these fucking people together, it's like iconic films, iconic. They're gonna be remembered for the rest of fucking time. One gold bit of advice was life advice in the whole film was when you get your money, buy a house in Hollywood. I don't know if this still stands in this specific way, but it's so true. Because Leonardo's character was saying, in case anyone doesn't know, Leonardo DiCaprio is massive into the environment, so everyone loves him. He has his own class documentary out, which of course I can't remember the name of. It's probably something like Saving the World or something. Leo doc. It's called Climate Before the Flood is what it's called. It's about climate change. Margot Robbie's saying like her head is always wrecked hanging around with Leonardo DiCaprio because he always wants to talk about climate change, and she's like, can we not just talk about the next scene or something? Oh my god. And he's like, yeah, so the thing about climate change is yeah, he's a good chancer. He's a good chancer. And what I absolutely love about him is Leonardo DiCaprio was on like a night out with Rihanna, and Rihanna was apparently all over him, and he was just like, whatever, it's Rihanna, whatever. Can you imagine saying no to Rihanna? Fucking hell, man. Right, a bit of crack going on there in the scene. It's raining, and we might have a leaky roof here at the VeganSteven podcast. So listen, this episode and every single episode of the VeganSteven podcast is sponsored by the gods. So let's have a look. Because as you know, the only gods I can ever remember are Oprah Winfrey's, Whoopi Goldberg, and Zeus. So let's have a little look and see if there's any other gods going around. I'll just write list of the gods and see what happens. So the great bit of advice in the film, life advice, which Leonardo DiCaprio's character gives is... Do you ever get that thing where you're multitasking? Like, I was typing, I can't remember what I was typing. Sure, fuck it. Is that he said buy land, buy a house in Hollywood, because then people know you're not just passing through. You live there. Because people come through all the time, you know, with shitty careers and stuff. And what's so interesting with Caprio's character in the film is he constantly thinks it's his last film. Every film he ever makes, he's so fucking stressed about it. And then people have to keep reminding him, like, you're this big movie actor, you'd be grand, like, you'd be grand. And he has his own, like, problems with drinking too many pints and that crack. Oh yeah, list of names. Names and addresses of the gods. Names of gods. Google just seems to be so confused when I'm just... All I want to know is a list of gods, and it's just so confused. It's like, the ones in the Bible, the ones in the Quran, what's going on? Oh, Jesus. There's a lot of them. We got Olympian gods and goddesses. I don't even know what the fuck that's on about. Let's have a little look. Because I know some gods you're not allowed to make fun of for fuck knows why. And other ones, it's grand. We got Ares. Roman name is Mars. This doesn't look like fun. I might stop reading this. Hades. Roman name for Pluto. So it's 2 names for all the gods? How does this work? Apollo. Sorry. Alright, I'm gonna just have to read up on the sponsors of the show, because me and Zeus WhatsApp every morning, and I'm like, what's the crack of the weather today, Zeus? And he's like, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. We got some lads called, it's giving gods names and then it's giving them in Roman, and I don't know. Google, sort your life out. Alright? So we're just going to have a little look at... I really want to see just is, like, how true is Once Upon a Time the film? Like, how true is it? How true? How true? Okay, let's type it in. Once. I'll race you here, people. Time in Hollywood. I was texting my mate last night and I was like, I love that film Made in Hollywood. He was like, don't you mean Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Is it true? Is it true? Is it based on a true story? Okay, here we go. The film, by the way, is about a big time actor and his bodyguard. Okay, so here we go. It says, it doesn't say if it's true or not. Okay, we're just going to keep looking. Manson murders that symbolically mark the end of the Hollywood era. Oh shit. Lad. Okay, it's not telling me if it's true or not. As far as I could tell, it's a bit true. It's a little bit true. Okay? Like Charles Manson was a real guy, and yeah, okay, we'll just say it's a little bit true. I was gonna ring up my mates and ask them if the film is true, but I can't believe them, because all my mates are used to me being like fucking with them and messing with them, and if they knew I was gonna have a podcast and they knew they had the power to fuck with me, they would have me on here being like, yeah, the film is very true, I'll place my career on that, and they'd just be listening to it going, ha ha ha. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we're going to have a look at the news. Stay on track. Oh, stay on track. Woo. What's trending today? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, Russia today. Shit's about to go off. Fuck. Okay, here we go. There's so many big fucking words. Alright, there's a woman here and she's not wearing a lot of clothes. And it says, Russia today, 18 hours ago, it says, meet Anastasia Sifilionia, the Russian ice dancer aiming for a breakthrough season. Photos. Okay. Alright. There's a picture of Putin looking hilarious. He's just rubbing his hands together like this. Generally never trust someone who's going like this because it means they're about to get money. So anytime I'm talking to a lad about business and stuff and he's like, can I ask you if I'm out. I am out. Okay, here we go. Russia today, 19 hours ago. There's a picture of Putin looking wonderful. How gas would it be to have Putin as your granddad? Oh, it'd be fucking hilarious. I don't know if I'd ever visit him because he lives very far away. Like, yeah. Alright, here we go. Putin's plan. Wait for US most advanced shale oil know-how and snatch it. Spoiler, it was a joke. Okay. As I said, the headlines make fuck all sense, so we're doing our best here today, ladies and gentlemen. People of the VeganSteven listener base. Alright, VeganSteven, the king of consistency. CNBC, 19 hours ago. Russia's Putin says shale oil technologies are barbaric. And there's a picture of him going like this. Okay, next one. Russia web trolls boo Biden often boost Gabbard report finds. Okay, that's 2 days ago, so that doesn't matter. 4 hours ago. EU-Russia review. 4 hours ago. Says, it's a picture of a load of lads eating cake, and it says, 5 misconceptions about Prezivoka widespread in Russia today, and Prezivoka is spelled P-E-R-E-S-T-R-O-I-K-A. 4 hours ago. Who knows what they're talking about? I don't. Russia today. Okay, one day ago. Here we go. Hunting Herald Dispatch. If there's ever been a made-up name for a web company, it's called Huntington Herald Dispatch. Okay, here we go. 1 day ago. Dave Payton has to say that be wary of any cable news, especially Russia Today. Okay. I think we read that one yesterday. There's a picture of a footballer going like this. You can't be doing that. And he says, anger in Russia after captain, and it says his name, Antrum Dzyuba. And Dzyuba is spelled D-Z-Y-U-B-A. Yes, you heard me right. It's spelled D-Z-Y-U-B-A. So good luck saying that. Abused by own fans during Euro qualifier. So he's not delighted. He's not having a good day. And the next one, we have a picture of, it looks like a cross. No, it's someone collecting bins, I think. I'm just guessing. Resourceful Russian cops stop truck to stage Hollywood-style rescue of people from burning building. And there's a video. Okay, hang on. I think, if you'd excuse me for one moment, I think we may have frozen. So let's just see how we're getting on with that. Are we still frozen? I think we're still frozen. Okay. We got a little bit, the poor lad's not responding at all. So we're just going to keep going because this is live. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen with that video, lad, but we're going to keep going. Alright, world news. Technical problems. Do you like technical problems? Because I do. Do you like technical problems? Oh, for the love of... It's so scary just running everything off one laptop. Because, yeah. Okay. I don't know what's happening with that lad, but we're gonna switch. Okay, we're still going, maybe. The show is still on, baby. It's still good. Okay, so we are moving on to world news. World news. Oh, do you know what happened? Okay, sorry. We're just gonna keep going. Here we go. And I have to say that world donkey being described by demand for Chinese medicine. Okay, I'll have to read that again because that made fuck all sense. And here we go. The camera is working again, and we're gonna have this all up and running. Oh ho ho! We're back! Ah! I'm a bit delighted because I was a bit worried there. But sure, look. Okay, here we go, man. World news. Is it time for some coffee? Are you guys alright without coffee? Okay. Just gotta turn this off. We're back. Okay. Now, world news. World donkeys being described by demand for Chinese medicine. Alright, that makes no sense to me, but we'll keep going. Here we go. I'm trying to read this and look at the camera at the same time. Alright, here we go. Hong Kong. Sky News, 16 hours ago. Astronauts set fire to independent Hong Kong newspaper. And there's just... arsonists, not aristocrats. Aristocrats! There's just a picture of, like a news station and it's on fire and no one's having a good time. Good time had by no one. Okay, here we go. Israel, Iran, 2 days ago. Here we go. This is BBC News. Risk. There's a picture of a plane and the people on the plane are not waving. Risk of an all-out conflict grows after Syria strikes. What are they having a strike about? Do they want more money? Do they want better living conditions? Or when they say strike, do they mean in a military sense? I think they mean in a military sense. I don't think their nurses are looking for more wages in this strike. Here we go. There's a picture of a gentleman like this. He's holding a microphone. And it says, The Guardian, 9 hours ago, UK criticised for its treatment of the worker tortured in China. Alright. Son of former German president fatally stabbed in Berlin. Some owl lad looking into the distance, he doesn't look chuffed at all. Then there's some other lad looking up in the sky like this, and it says, The Guardian, police investigating Krauna Gazlana murder, arrest, businessman on yacht. And the pronunciation of his name one more time, spelled as C-A-R-U-A-N-A, second name G-A-L-I-Z-I-A. The Guardian is the next one, just has someone's forehead. And it says, birth of nation, 1 day ago. Jesus. Bougainville independence referendum explained. Alright. Bougainville. BBC. And there's a picture of two people listening to earphones, looking at an iPod. They're having a great time. And here it says, 2 days ago, India's cheap data is about to get more expensive. Oh, say it isn't so. In case anyone doesn't know, India is blowing up right now because it got internet connection. Its internet connection just got really good. So anyone looking to make money, the cheapest views as well to buy are Indian views. Oh, you can't say that, that's racist. We're talking about business here, you absolute fuckhead, okay? The cheapest views to buy are Indian views. The problem from a business sense is that you can have a lot of customers in India and get them easily because it's a fresh open market, untapped. But the question is, how do you make money off that market? And people still haven't figured out how to make money off the new booming market. In India, they have I was talking to a lad who invested, I think it was fucking 40,000 into like an India only kind of YouTube channel thing, where you kind of came up with this kind of karaoke style YouTube channel, and it got fucking huge. I'm not sure if it's still going, but I think it got. I'm assuming it got big and then he sold it off, and then it got melted into some other company. That's normally how this shit works, but sure, we'll see. We're back to we're onto Irish news. Irish news. Today, Irish news. Okay. Independent.ie. There's a picture of two lads on a horse, and it says, "I was widowed with 12 children, but now I've found love again." 8 hours ago. Independent.ie. Alright, 2 days ago, picture of Jerry Adams looking gorgeous, and it says, "Jerry Adams to appeal against prison escape convictions at UK Supreme Court." Then we have Irish news. Is a picture of two lads fighting over a ball, and it says the station itself is called Bet Irish News. 9 hours ago, and it says, "Time for Donegal to deliver," says Jamie Brennan. So Jamie Brennan, there you are. Okay, here we go. Horror as body of man with gunshot found in burning car. Wound found in burning car. Okay, 2 days ago, Independent.ie. Then we're back into The Irish News, and that's the actual name of the business outlet. 16 hours ago. Scientists bid to create finishing torch for VR. Scientists bid to create finishing touch for VR. Virtual reality is what they mean, as far as I can gather. 18 hours ago, Apple begins construction on billion-dollar campus in Texas. Oh my god. There's a lot of land in Texas, man. Apparently you could fit like all of Europe. All of Europe in Texas? No, I think I have that completely arseways. There's something like you could fit Ireland in Texas like 10 times. Texas is huge, is all I'm trying to say. Okay. And finally, what do we have? Irish news, world news, onto vegan news. Well, look up mental health news. That'd be a good one. Because the vegans, I don't know what's going on with the vegans, man. But you look, vegan news, mental health news. I just feel like if I look up mental health news, it's just gonna be a lot of lads killing themselves. But that's just me being cynical. Mental health news. Here we go. Alright, vegan news. Top news story is man sues Burger King over cooking vegan burger and meat on the same grill. Yeah, that's not great, but that's kind of how business works. Okay, Guardian. Man sues Burger King for cooking vegan burger and meat on the same grill 1 day ago. I'd be pretty pissed off personally, but that kind of shit goes on regularly, so whatever. BBC News, vegan, yeah, same thing again. Business Insider, here we go. Plant-based meat is not always vegan. Alright, read that yesterday. A lot of this news is very old. It's all like a week old. Okay, here we go. New 1 day ago. Renfees29 says, can Netflix vegan documentaries convince me to quit meat? And it has a picture of an avocado. New York Times, a taste of vegan Nashville 1 day ago. Just has a picture of some food. 19 hours ago. Bloomberg, we tried vegan Thanksgiving turkey and here's what we found. Oh, Jesus. This is all very kind of light. Anyway, here we go. Healthline, a vegan bodybuilding diet, guide and meal plan. 1 day. None of this is fucking news. Anyway, here we go. Greg Chef convinced to converted to veganism after health benefits 4 days ago. Okay. Moving on. It's a slow news day. Mental health news. I think this might be a bit scary. Okay. Oh, jeez. This looks good. Irish Times, 10 hours ago. Youth mental health services. That's all it has to say. On to the next one. Irish Times. Mental health services have 2,600 fewer staff than recommended. Oireachtas told. So I don't know how to spell this. Oireachtas. Okay, moving on. Breaking news.ie. 1 day ago. 38% of homeless children have mental health and behavioural disorders. Okay. I'm not sure which... This must mean like... we're talking about international, I guess, here. I hope we are. I hope we're not just focused on fucking Ireland. Okay, here we go. Irish Times, homeless fucking children experiencing significant mental health difficulties. That was 1 day ago. Herald.ie, youth mental health worsens as anxiety and depression soars. 1 day ago. 2 days ago, Meath Chronicle says Students' Union launches mental health text line. Fair play. Axios 1 hour ago says mental health coverage is getting worse as opioid overdoses and suicides rise. I'm going to read that again. 1 hour ago. The website is AXIOS. This is pretty important. Mental health coverage is getting worse as opioid overdoses and suicides rise. That's definitely one to remember. Financial health. Is that what it says? Financial Times. Sorry, that's the old dyslexia kicking in. MHFA, that's what it says. MAFA. Chef looks to normalise attitudes towards mental health. Is he doing it through making sandwiches? I don't know how he's doing it. We'll find out. 7 hours ago. 22 hours ago in Time, it says how artificial intelligence could save psychiatry. Business Insider UK, 1 day ago, psychologists debunk 25 mental health myths. Ooh, that could be cool. Let's click into that. It's 1 day ago. Alright. Oh my god. Does anyone else need a break? I need a coffee break, lad. Who's on the line here? Edulzio. EDLULZO. Good to see you there. Fair play for joining the podcast. It's great to have you with us. Oh, jeez. Coffee and coffee. My CPU is looking gorgeous. We have 15 minutes left of the podcast. Only 15 minutes left. How are we going to make ends meet? I don't know. Alright. So, 25 mental health myths, alright? And this is in Business Insider, so that's pretty cool. As we've already talked about, a big kind of myth which is that if you have something wrong with you, if you only have half a head, if you're like have crippling depression, that you can't like do anything. Alright, that's kind of a myth. Like if you have crippling depression and a drug problem or whatever you're into, and like you were attacked and all horrific things, you can still get yourself out of it. It's absolutely shit. But if you look at other people's lives who are successful, they've had equally, if not worse, horrific shit happen to them. Whether it was like being sexually molested as a child, etc., etc. So everyone, life's really fucking hard, but you're only lying to yourself if you're making excuses about, oh, I can't do this because I'm addicted to licking paint or whatever you're into. You're just making excuses for yourself. And listen, no one likes being told what to do, so I'm just gonna shut up. Here we go. Business Insight. Okay, sorry. Let's see where we are. Oh, Jesus, this is a lot of reading. Oh, my fuck. Okay, I'm just going to fly through some of these, because... right. This wouldn't be what I would call accessible information, but... that's just me being a moany bastard. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Is this an interview? Oh, it's a transcription of the interview. Okay. So we have someone called Laura, we have a narrator, and we have one or two other people. So I'm just gonna, I've already listed the source of all that, so you can find the page yourself, no bother. It's called, oh wait, hang on, is this depression myths? Alright, fuck it. We'll just have a little look, see what happens. Okay. So, the myth that all neat freaks have OCD is one common one. Okay. This is very heavy on the reading. So, okay. I don't think we're gonna... Women get depressed could go further from the truth. Only women... Okay, here's a myth. Only women get depressed. Another myth is that... everybody feels anxious. Shit, I didn't know that was a myth. Bipolar disorder is not simply mood swings. And it also says that talking about painful things that you've learned okay, this is not being productive, so we're going to move on. Bad parenting causes... The myth that bad parenting causes mental health is a trap. That's what they say. Around LGBT adults and youth, there's so many myths associated with mental health. Okay, so it's saying there's a lot of myths associated with LGBT to do with mental health. Okay. Any more little... let's see, PTSD. Listen, there's way too much reading there. So there's a lot of myths, is what they're saying about mental health, and there's a few myths. Sure. Right. Listen, we'll get this done. How are we doing for time? We are doing 12 minutes. Alright, we'll just look up mental health myths, because I think that would be really, really cool. Alright. Because, what's this? This podcast is for positive mental health. So this might really help out some peeps. Alright. So, I think we'll go for... are we going to debunk 10 mental health myths, or are we going to debunk more than that? Okay, here we go. As soon as this iPad comes online, we'll be flying. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Myth number 1. Children do not suffer from mental health issues. That's a myth, it says. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Myth number 2. It's the parents' fault if their children suffer from a mental health issue. Okay. I've definitely heard that's the parents' fault a lot in my life. Myth 3. People with mental health illnesses are crazy and dangerous. Oh my, that's a myth. I thought that was true. Here we go. Myth 4. People who have schizophrenia are dangerous and violent. Yes, I've met many people with schizophrenia, and it's actually not really what... People mix up schizophrenia with multiple personality disorder. And generally, people are just very confused about the whole mental thing in general. They're just like, if I never think about it, it'll be fine. But, okay. So that's to do with Hollywood, apparently, to do with schizophrenia and stuff. That's why people think that. Myth 5. People should just snap out of depression. It's great when someone's feeling really depressed and someone just goes, hey, stop being depressed. And you're just like, oh yeah, I never thought of that. Thanks, I'll just stop being depressed now. You've solved all my problems. Thank you, person. That was my attempt at sarcasm. Here we go. Myth 6. Addiction isn't a disease. It's a lack of self-control. I'm kind of confused about that. I might read into this. Drugs and alcohol alter the brain reward system. Yeah, okay, that's how it works. An addict's natural ability to sense joy is alarmingly low, so they can turn back to drugs and attempt to generate feelings. Addictions. I feel like addiction's kind of like a habit and stuff, but I don't know. This is by people who are more qualified than me in their field. This is from psychologists and stuff. So. Okay, here we go. Myth 7. Mental illness doesn't exist in Ireland because we all have the crack. I just want to show you this. Can you see that? Where is it? You can't really see it, can you? This is. I like this. Can I have a little look at that? Okay. Research from the RCS report shows that young people in Ireland experience more mental health problems than other young people internationally. There are a 15.4% prevalence rate of mental health issues in 11 to 13-year-olds in Ireland compared to 9.6 in the UK. The percentage increases dramatically in the 19 to 24 age bracket, with 66% in Ireland experiencing mental health issues compared with 43.8% in the UK and 38% in Germany. Okay, I know that was a bit fast, but it's just fucking mind blowing. Fact 8. Myth 8. People with mental health illnesses are a burden in the workplace and should not be allowed in. Yes, Emirates, the flying company, will not let you work for them if you are diagnosed with depression. What? Emirates will not let you work for them if you're diagnosed with depression. What? Emirates, that company who flies all over the place, United Arab Emirates or whatever, will not let you work for them if you are diagnosed with depression. Okay. Now that we have that sorted out. Myth 8. People with mental illnesses are... Okay, yada, 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 yada. Myth 9. You can only have one mental illness at a time. That's a gas one. Yeah, that one really confused me, I must admit. And we're going on to myth 10. You can never recover from a mental illness. Okay, so that's 10 myths. mymind.org, mental health /myths, and we're all good. We've got 6 minutes left, so we're just going to read into some of these things, because a lot of this is kind of a bit like, what's all this mean? Okay, you can only have one mental illness at a time. Let's have a little look at this. This is untrue. Anxiety disorder is an umbrella term used to describe a range of illnesses that share common features but are also distinct from one another. For example, general anxiety with social phobia, anxiety disorders,
can also overlap or coincide, coincide with other disorders, such as mood disorders, which can include depression. Dual diagnosis in a term used to describe a diagnosis involving a disorder such as depression along with addiction. Oh my god. Okay, let's have a little look at this one. This is number 8. People are a burden at work. An individual working in a positive environment in a role they are likely. An individual working in a positive environment in a role they like is unlikely to miss any more days of work than their colleague who does not suffer from mental illness. There has been an increase in the attempt to change the view of mental illness within the workplace. Many organizations are now providing courses to boost mental health wellness at work, such as My Mind at Work program. Okay. And here we go. Mental health, I've already read that one. Addiction isn't a disease, it's lack of self-control. That's one I find very confusing, so I'm just going to have a little read of it. Drugs and alcohol alter the brain reward system and result in distinct psychological damage when used and abused long term. When we do something we enjoy, such as read a book, play football, or talk with friends, the brain releases reward chemicals such as dopamine and glutamate. This release allows us to feel happy on the inside. The reward circuit is damaged in those who suffer from addiction. Drugs damage the brain's natural reward system by mimicking neurotransmitters, and the brain works overtime to generate a reward sensation. An addict's natural ability to sense joy is alarmingly low, so they can turn back to drugs in an attempt to generate this feeling again. Alright, so that sounds like shite crack. I'm so confused by that one. That one's going to take, I'm going to have to read that one a few more times, because that one might seem really obvious, but for me to internalize the information and be able to have that in my thought process, that might take a bit of work. Schizophrenia. Okay. Thanks to Hollywood portrays people with mental illness, there is a misunderstanding about what schizophrenia is and what kind of people characteristics are involved with it. The truth is that schizophrenia is a collection of symptoms that are both positive and negative. While it does involve hallucinations, delusions, and confusion, these symptoms are not necessarily a result of dangerous behavior in everyone that experiences this condition. In the same way that not everyone needs stitches will get an infection. It will also be characterized by lack of emotion, social withdrawal, and poor memory. Jesus. Okay, how are you getting on, Simon? Alright, we're running out of time. We've only got 1 minute left, and that'll be it. So listen, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has Charles Manson in it. Charles Manson is a fascinating character. Do a dance, says Simon Dorn. We'll both do a dance together. Listen, Simon, you've never accepted my friend request. What's going on? What is going on? Well, you said you'd call me back. You said we'd make movies. What's going on? Alright, so listen, that's the end of this day's podcast. We're looking into mental health today. We talked a lot about mental health myths and a slight movie review of What Friend Request. I sent you a follow on Instagram or something. I don't know. DM me, man. DM me. I don't know how Instagram works. We'll make a movie. It'll be grand. I'll make a music video for you or something. Okay, listen. Everyone, just keep going, and you'll be whoppers. And
what does it say? Will do. Alright. Share story. Okay. So, listen.
That's it all, really. There's a lot of myths in our own thought process which really fuck us up, to be honest. These myths can really fuck us up. A lot of people I talk to are like, I'm afraid to go through my mental health in case it turns out I'm schizophrenic, or in case it turns out I have depression, or in case I don't want to think about this stuff in case I get OCD or whatever. That's not really how it works. But people are just terrified of their own mind, and hopefully I can encourage you a little bit, give you a little polite shove in the direction of exploring your own mind without the fear of like you're gonna fucking die or something really bad's gonna happen. Alright, so listen, we gotta wrap this up because this has been the VeganSteven podcast. This is about myths, mental health myths. Everyone, listen, you're brilliant, and good luck.